You're watching Chicago Bears now, just moments after the Bears fall in disappointing fashion, 26-23 to the New Orleans Saints in overtime. The Bears did have one possession in overtime, but they were unable to cash in. They punted it back to the Saints, who then came down and kicked a game-winning field goal from Will Lutz. It is the third straight overtime loss by the Bears dating back to the 2018 season, and this is a tough pill to swallow for Chicago after playing much better following their disappointing, really bad loss last week, but still on the losing side of things against the New Orleans Saints. So before we get my instant reaction and some of your guys' questions and comments as well, what's your one-word reaction to the Bears' loss to the Saints? Let me know. Disappointing, frustrating, I think all those apply. Better, I mean, it was a better loss. The Bears played better, but they all count the same. Doesn't matter if you win by 1 or win by 50, lose by 1, lose by 50. They all count the same. Let me know, what is your one-word reaction to the Bears losing to the Saints 26-23 in overtime to the Saints? We'll get to some of your comments here. Let's start with Bob Man 4900. Mitch starts next week, or I'm not watching. Okay, we're starting hot here. We're starting very hot here. Let me give my quick thoughts here on Nick Foles' play, because I actually thought Nick Foles played okay today. He played a lot better than he did against the Rams. 28 of 41, 272, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Look, was he great? No. Third quarter was bad, but I thought he started out hot, played much better in the fourth quarter. Didn't really get much of a chance in overtime there, as they were set back on a couple of early downs there. But, I thought he was okay. I thought Nick Foles played all right. Now, he wasn't awesome. He's never going to be awesome. I think we've established that. But is Trubisky going to be awesome? Is he going to be better than this? We know the Bears need a quarterback in the future. Like, they don't have that on their roster. They don't have their long-term quarterback. But as for right now, as for today, I don't think I look at this game after the Bears lose in overtime and say, well, if Trubisky would have played, they would have won. That's not really my thoughts, but, I'll let you guys decide by grading Nick Foles' performance. A, B, C, D, or F. Just type your grades. Let me know. Be honest. I give him a B-. He wasn't great. He was a lot better, though. He was pretty good for what we've seen from him so far this year, so let me know in the comments, A, B, C, D, or F. How would you grade Nick Foles' performance against the Saints? Next up here is Zachary Falesh. If we don't give up a free 7 at the end of the half with 3 seconds left, we win this game. I'm very upset. This game broke my heart. I agree. That was a major error by the Bears defense at the end of the first half. I don't know what they were doing. They played man coverage. All you got to do, keep Drew Brees out of the end zone, give him the 3 points, 13-6 at halftime. Instead, Taysom Hill's wide open on a skinny post. By the way, the play before, Jared Cook was wide open. It was just a bad throw from Drew Brees. Other than that sequence, I thought the Bears actually played pretty well in this game overall, but that was a critical moment in the game. Critical moment because here's what happened. The Bears were up 13-3, or 10-3, got a field goal with less than 2 minutes left. Saints do a 2-minute drill. They're driving, but there's not much time left. I'm like, okay, you're going to force a field goal. It'll be 13-6 at the half. And they play man coverage and just get toasted for a touchdown with 3 seconds left. That should have been a heavy zone, drop 8 or 9 into coverage, line everybody up at the goal line, and don't let anyone in the end zone. Instead, it's an easy pitch and catch from Drew Brees to Taysom Hill. I didn't get it. I thought that was a weird play. I agree with you. That was very strange at the end of the half there, and really a disappointing moment because the Saints took a lot of momentum into the second half, as we saw. So who do you blame for the Bears' loss? So I'll make this the pinned comment on today's video. Who do you blame for the Bears' loss to the New Orleans Saints? Go ahead, cast your votes. Let me know down in the comment section. Who do you blame for this loss? This will be the pinned comment, so you guys can reply right there. Also, while you're doing that, subscribe. We're about to cross 16,000. We may be across 16,000 by the time I post this video. Just hit that sub button. Subscribe. Let's get to 20K by the end of 20 2020, before 2021. I'm shooting lofty, baby. I'm shooting for big goals here on Chicago Bears Now. Subscribe, hit that big red button. Let's continue to grow here on the channel. We're growing like crazy, so I appreciate you guys who have gotten your votes in. Anger management, you think we make at least a couple of deadline moves? I hope so. Bobby Massie left this game with injury, so now you're down another offensive lineman as they lost their starting right tackle. I thought Jason Spriggs played okay, but this offensive line stinks. It played a little better today. Opened up some holes for David Montgomery. I thought Montgomery had his best game in quite a while as he ran it 21 times for 89 yards, about 4.5 a clip. Pretty good for him behind this offensive line. This group was 32nd in the NFL in rushing coming into this game. A little bit better tonight. Certainly not great, but much better than what we've been accustomed to seeing over the past month or so. I still think Ryan Pace needs to trade for an offensive lineman. I've made that clear. Will he do it? Probably not, but that is what I am hoping for. We will have to just wait and see what he decides to do, but I definitely think that he needs to make some kind of a move before the trade deadline. Continue to get your questions in. Bears sign Alex Mack. Well, unless he's been cut in the last hour, you'll have to trade for him. If someone wants to inform me, I've been locked in on this Bears game. I don't think that's happened. You're going to have to trade for him from the Atlanta Falcons. If I'm wrong, if he's a free agent, yes, obviously sign him. But like I said, I just mentioned it, the Bears need help on their offensive line in a major, major way. Next up, Kevin Billups washed the team. Ryan Pace obviously didn't think we'd be playing this season. Let's start getting some picks while we can. So you think they should be sellers. You're 5-3. I don't think you should go into sell mode. I mean, you're a half game back of the Bears. I'll ask you guys this question. Who do you guys think will win the NFC North? Let me know. GB for the Packers. You're a half game back of the Packers. Excuse me. GB for the Packers. CHI for the Bears. DET for the Lions. MIN for the Vikings. This loss sucks. There's no doubt. If you could have beaten the Saints, that adds to a solid resume, having already have beaten Tampa Bay earlier this year. But the NFL is about wins and losses. It's not about style points. And the fact is the Bears lost today. But the other fact is Chicago's 5-3. Do you want to be sellers? I'll say this. If they're going to sell big. Trade a lot of your guys and get a bunch of picks. I think they'll probably stand pat if I had to guess, which is really not where you want to be. Continue to get your votes in. NFC North champs. I would much rather the Bears buy and get an offensive lineman and continue to help this group up front because the O-line could play a little better. I think that would make a big difference. What would make a big difference in this country is if we all wore a face mask and we could get back in packing our stadiums. Imagine if that was a rowdy Soldier Field against the Saints instead of basically no one in the crowd. Chatsports.com/Bears masks. That link will be in the comments. It'll be in the description. We have solo packs. We have 2 packs. We have 3 packs as well. And yes, all the way up to those 4 packs that I know a lot of you guys like. Chatsports.com/Bears masks. That link is in the comments. It's in the description. Take advantage. Get a cheap face mask today. And let's beat this pandemic because I want to go back and get into some stadiums. NFL Devin, if Pace doesn't do anything to the O-line, should he be fired? I asked you guys the question the other day, should Pace lose his job if he doesn't trade for an offensive lineman? Why for yes and for no? I mean, I don't think he's doing his job if he doesn't address this O-line. He didn't do it this offseason. Jermaine Ifedi and 2 7th-round picks is not addressing the O-line. Hiring a new offensive line coach, Juan Castillo, that's not fixing the O-line. It's a talent issue. This offensive line stinks, period. There's really nothing else to it. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely think that they need to make a move. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. The trade deadline is on Tuesday. All right, let's see here. We've got a couple more here. I already asked you guys this question, but I'll bring it up again. Who's to blame for the loss? Nagy, Wims, or Foles? I'm glad you bring up Javon Wims. I want to talk about this for a second because this was a disaster from him. This was a part of the momentum shift in this football game. And if you guys missed it, in the third quarter, I can't remember if it was 13-10 or 13-all. I'll have to go back and look. I think it was 13-all. Javon Wims, after a 5-yard play on 1st and 10, good solid chunk play on first down, just randomly punches Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, gets a 15-yard personal foul, and gets ejected. What the hell is he doing? What in the hell is he doing? You're a number 4 receiver, like, battling to get snaps, and you punch a dude, cost your team 15. Nick Foles forces one on the next play. It's intercepted. Huge moment in the game. Momentum was already shifting. You gave the Saints even more. I think you could argue that you should cut this guy. Like, this isn't your number 1, your number 2, or even this is your number 4 receiver causing issues. You could argue he was as big of a blame as anybody in this game. Like, that was such a stupid play from Javon Wims. Like, it's actually hard to fathom. Like, I can't believe he actually just threw a punch for no reason at all. So that was very disappointing. No doubt about that. I'm not saying it was the sole reason they lost, but at the end of the day, you lose by a field goal, and that led to a field goal. You tell me. Like, that was a big moment in this ball game. Bears lose 26-23. Disappointing loss. Played better, but fall to 5-3 on the season as they lose to the Saints 26-23 here on Sunday afternoon.